Vanakkam, Namaskara, good afternoon and a big welcome to So South here on India Today. I'm Nagarjun Dwarkanath, getting you all the southern stories that dominate the news across all the 6 states. And joining me today are my team of colleagues spanning across all the southern states. And let's kickstart the bulletin with news coming in from Tamil Nadu. Pramod Madhav will take it from here. Thank you, Nagarjuna. Big day once again when it comes to the state of Tamil Nadu. We have political developments, we have cinema-related developments, and also we have court-related developments. Let's start with the breaking. Now, Vijay's Jananayakan is considered to be his last movie, not my word, but the words of the Thalapathy itself. But that movie was slated to be released on 9th of January ahead of Pongal. But there is a big issue that is cropping up right now. It is being said that the movie was sent to the Censor Board for review on 19th of December. However, the Censor Board has not provided a certification for its publication as such. So that is turning out to be a huge issue, which has led to the House KVN approached the Madras High Court seeking emergency hearing. We've been told that the hearing will occur by 2:15 p.m. And the important aspect here is that this movie has been fans across the globe are waiting to watch Jananayakan. And not just that, we've also been told to sources that close to 30 cuts and recommendations were made, which the actual board had gone ahead and the production has done. But even after that, the censorship board has not been provided so far, and that has got to a stagnation. In fact, on social media, they turned out to be a huge issue where a lot of support poured out for Vijay and the Jananayakan crew. I have my colleague Apurva Jayachandran with us. Apurva, now the case has gone to the court right now. What seems to be the development?
Well, Pramod, in fact, Jananayakan has drawn up quite a storm here in Tamil Nadu and across worldwide as well. Remember, this is going to be Thalapathy Vijay's last film before he takes the ultimate plunge into politics is what he had also stated. And just on the lines of this, there's been some kind of issues with the certification that is to be given for the film as well. A long delayed is what TVK is also alleging, and that's what we can see here as well. Right now, there's a case that has been moved at the Madras High Court with the hearing for Jananayakan film certification as well, and most likely it looks like in yet another 1 hour the hearing is likely to start on this as well. A lot of politics that is involving Jananayakan, because what we are getting to hear is that this is going to be a blockbuster film is what the hype is believed to be. So fans from across the world are eagerly awaiting for the worldwide release that is expected on January 9th, and we have less than 2 to 3 days before that date, and it looks like with the deadline cutting in too close, the film board is also trying to, the directors are also trying to see what can be the possible option that can be given so that the film will be released at the timely manner as anticipated as well. This is going to be Vijay's last film is what Thalapathy Vijay has stated. In fact, he has also called for his fans, telling them that this is going to be his love, his admiration for the people and the benevolence that they have given him throughout the years of his film industry, that will go ahead, and this is what is going to be the receiving end for him.
Certain Dr. I request you to stay back. The important aspect here is that, like Jananayakan, as per Thalapathy's words, is going to be his last movie. He said that the fans have given everything for him, and now it is time for him to give up cinema and work for the fans. In fact, fans are really upset because it is also correlated to Parashakti, which is another movie that is going to compete with Jananayakan, which has also got the Censor Board certificate. But here's what TVK Leader Nirmal Kumar had to say about this issue.
You see, one thing, the Censor Board members have seen this movie last 19th, that is December 19th. And the certificate has to be issued as per the normal process. They have already given all the recommendations and changes has been done. And then they have recommended for UA, that's what we have, UA certification, that was we have heard from the members. And it was supposed to be given last week itself. We don't know what is the delay. It looks like a desperate delay made by the Censor Board, and definitely we're having only 2 to 3 more days for the release. it was all the fans and all Tamil Nadu people are waiting for this. And we are looking forward. We are looking for at least today, end of the day, if it is issued. Next step, we have to discuss with our leader and see what need to be done.
What are the options, sir, for you? Would you approach the court for a speedy process of the CBSE certification?
Yeah,
and who do you think is behind this delay?
No, definitely this is you know who would be behind of this, and definitely we don't want this to be like taken in a different way, in a political aspect.
Yes.
And we don't want to look into this as made this as a political aspect, and we don't want to politicize this. And we thought we'll wait for a few more hours.
Okay.
Few more hours from now, and we'll see what need to be done. And definitely next course of action after discussing with our leader, it will be we'll do what need.
Is it safe to say that the deadline that the TVK and actor Vijay and his whole production company is tonight, so that post tomorrow you will genuinely
we have to go for a next step. That definitely we'll discuss with our leader, and we'll do it. If it is not the rightful thing that the censor board is doing for this, and it is a long-awaited movie, and the whole Tamil Nadu people is waiting for that. The whole globe is waiting for that. And definitely we don't want to make this a political issue or something, but definitely we could see that it is like a desperately like a delayed by the censor board. That's all.
We also have Nagarjun and Dwarkanath, who conducted that interview with Nirmal Kumar. Nagarjun, I have only one particular question. Right now, Nirmal Kumar says that they don't want to take or give a political color to that picture, but right now they have approached the court, and on social media, what I could see is that a comparison is being derived between Parashakti and Jananayakan, and many also, like since morning, we could see that L. Murugan, the minister from the state of Tamil Nadu, is also being claimed that he is responsible. But what is exactly TVK want to say at this moment?
Well, TVK is saying that the Central Board of Film Certification is not giving the certificate even after watching the movie. The jury had watched the movie back in December. It's December 19th is the date that they went through the whole process. And why the delay? It's almost been 15 days. And getting the certification on, even if you imagine there's some edits to be done, it would be too late just because days ahead or hours ahead of the release date. It would be too difficult for the production company also to make certain changes. So they want to ensure that the certificate they have got the certificate much ahead of time. And that's the reason that they have moved the court. We'll have to wait and see what are the official arguments by the production company and actor Vijay at 2:15 this afternoon.
For them to actually go ahead and seek this certification, just like you mentioned, in case they need to make any last changes. I want to ask Apurva Jayachandran. Apurva, I'm not going to mention the name of the movie, but there is a parallel that is being drawn between Jananayakan and a Telugu movie that has also been a hit. The only question is that, like, now the fans are really angry and the blame's been falling upon everywhere, be it Parashakti, be it DMK, or be it BJP, or be it L. Murugan. What are the fans apparently they're thinking at this moment? What is going to be the future course for Jananayakan and its release?
Well, Pramod, if you see, Jananayakan is already, the hype for Jananayakan has been quite extreme, even as the days go by. We saw, the audio launch that took place in Malaysia just a couple of days back, where Thalapathy Vijay had gone ahead and had also, broken into a dance there, saying this is going to be the last leg that he's going to have and join in the celebrations with the fans. In fact, he got quite emotional at the movie as well, saying that this film is nothing but the reciprocation of his love to his fans there, and that it's going to be the movie that is going to reciprocate just that. And to see that the fans have been eagerly awaiting for this movie launch, even as the trailer, the teaser, and even the film, just the first look had also come out, we saw how fans from across the world have been eagerly awaiting for Jananayakan to be released, and much so the fever for Jananayakan has been quite increasing as well. Much like the Telugu movie that you've talked about, in which several people have taken to social media to draw parallels to the film Jananayakan and the trailer that had been released, and also what we saw with Parashakti also being released simultaneously as the same date as Jananayakan. It looks like the fans are getting berserk as time goes by, because there hasn't been a proper response that has been given to them, be it from the production side, the director side, or also when you look at what is going to be the certification, censorship certification that is going to be given out.
Well, thank you, Apurva. When it comes to Jananayakan, it actually means hero of democracy. And earlier, Vijay's one of the strong lines was, I am waiting, but he converted it into, bro, I am coming, which means that it was not just for the fans, but it was also a political catapult for everyone across the globe, especially the Tamil fans. But this time, it seems to be entering another issue currently. Well, we also have another breaking, a very important one from the state of Tamil Nadu. For the state of Tamil Nadu, Tiruparangundram is very important, which since December of 2025 got more than lots of conspiracy because of one judgment which was not upheld by the Tamil Nadu government, and that's what the temple that you see behind us, Tiruparangundram Koil, the number one when it comes to Arupadai Veedu for God Muruga. Now, the recent development is about the Madras High Court division bench. Two-member judges upheld the single judge G.R. Swaminathan's verdict, and not just that, it has disposed close to 26 petitions that were filed. Not just that, the court also has made really serious observations, very clearly mentioning that the state government, it is responsible for maintaining law and order. The state government cannot act as per political agenda in few crude words, and also very clearly certain mischievous petitions that were filed when it comes to the Tiruparankundram issue. But the problem is very clear. Now the two division bench has upheld the single judge's order. On one side you have Tiruparangundram, and to the left of me on top you have the Deepam, where the Kartika Deepam is supposed to be lit, and the division bench has also upheld this particular order. Here's a detailed report. Is also live with us on this case. Apurva, this has been going on as a big... Apurva, if you can hear me, this has become a very big issue in the state of Tamil Nadu. Tiruparangundram since December 3rd, the Kartika Deepam, which is supposed to be lit on December. Now a two-member judge has also upheld the verdict. This is definitely going against what the Tamil Nadu government has so far claimed, declared, stating law and order issue, presiding two-member judges as well. What seems to be the future course of action when it comes to the Kartika Deepam issue, especially lighting the lamp at Deepathu and Apurva?
Well, in fact, if we see, this has been an issue that has been very pressing, especially when it comes to the religious sentiments of the devotees as well. And that's what, we're also seeing the court also observing, saying that, the Tamil Nadu government on, fearing for a law and order chaos that is likely. In fact, the court has observed the Madras High Bench has dismissed the government's law and order fears as a fear of imaginary ghosts. That's what they say. They say that, yes, there is going to be law and order issues, be it for any religious and auspicious, celebration that is going to take place, but citing this as a predominantly cause, that is nothing but an imaginary cause is what the High Court has also gone ahead and stated. But we've seen what has gone on through the days there, as protests have been going on. Various sections, various political parties have voiced out their opinions on this Madurai High Court's verdict that has just now come out, wherein it has clearly said that the next step will be going ahead and proceeding further. Importantly, it is to note how the government will respond to the High Court verdict that has now come out, and what is going to be the next course of action for Tiruparankundram issue. Is it going to be likely that the Deepam and the Deepatun will be going ahead and will be lit in in a short while from now, or what is going to be the proper protocol and procedure that the state will take, the HR, the ministry that will go ahead and take to see what is going to be the utmost optimal measures that they will have to take.
Well, certainly, Apurva, the case is still open as the Tamil Nadu government wants to approach the Madras, the top court, and not just that. There are multiple bodies that are inside this particular case, be it the HRNC, be it the temple authorities, the Dargah, and also now it has turned into the state versus the court. Even after this particular, as per the Agama rules and everything, the lamp can be only lit during the month of Kartikeya, which is at December. And here's what the Netas had to say about this particular issue.
ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டும் மீடியேஷனுங்கிற பேரில் பீஸ் கமிட்டிங்கிற பேரில் மக்களை இன்னும் பிளவு தான் படுத்துறீங்களே தவிர ஒற்றுமையை உருவாக்குறதுக்கு நீங்கள் எந்தவித செயல்பாடும் நீங்கள் செய்யலைங்கிறதையும் மூஞ்சில் அடித்த மாதிரி இன்னைக்கு நீதிமன்றம் சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. அதனால் தமிழ்நாடு அரசாங்கம் இன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் இந்துக்களுக்கு எதிரான முருக பக்தர்களுக்கு எதிரான ஒரு நிலைப்பாடை செயல்படுத்திட்டு இருக்கீங்க. தயவு செய்து இதை நீதிமன்றத்தோட உத்தரவை இல்லை இதுக்கும் மேலே நீங்கள் இன்னும் உச்சநீதிமன்றத்துக்கு நாங்கள் போகிறோம்னா நல்லதாக உங்களோட உரிமை தாராளமாக போகலாம்.
அரசாங்கம் முன்னின்று இந்த இரண்டு தரப்புக்குள்ள ஒரு நல்ல வாய்ப்பாக ஒரு இரண்டு தரப்பில் இருக்கக்கூடிய விஷயங்களை அவர்களுக்குள்ள ஒரு ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக வெவ்வேறு காரணங்களால வெவ்வேறு தரப்பினுடைய அப்பீல்னால இது ரெண்டு தரப்புக்குடைய ஒரு பெரிய பிரிவினை ஏற்படுத்தின மாதிரியான ஒரு சூழ்நிலை இருக்குது. ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக இது தமிழக இந்துக்களுக்கு தமிழகத்தினுடைய முருக பக்தர்களுக்கு ஒட்டுமொத்த முருக பக்தர்களுக்கு கிடைத்திருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய வெற்றி. தமிழக வரலாற்றில் ஒரு தனி சிறப்பு மிக்க ஒரு தினம், ஒரு தீர்ப்பு.
The court's order has given a slap in the face of DMK and DMK. DMK, which made big propaganda about secular principles, social justice and equality, now stands to be it is DMK who wanted to play the religion card for movement for its justice. But it is very clear and evident. None of the Muslims or any citizen from Tamil Nadu has got any issues with respect to Tiruparangundram. It is the DMK who took a stand based on religion. In the name of protecting law and order, just because they want to appease somebody, DMK took a stand on the religious side, but on the other side was not so.
It is a orchestrated event by both the party. We have been claiming that BJP and DMK has a nexus. And this is one of the evidence that you can see how they are politicizing the issue for election. Now court has given a verdict and we should accept the verdict. But it is a political game. And they have also, the law and order issue was created, the court says it's a ghost. Because they are the one who allowed people to come into the city. They wanted to, make it as a big law and order issue. But the local people, they didn't give any importance to this at all.
We will have to look into the order, and my chief minister and the other bureaucratic head will decide on the next course of action. The matter is also sub judice in the higher court, which is the Supreme Court. Let's see what the verdict is. But to say that DMK is anti-Hindu is absolutely preposterous. Simply because of the government, we have to listen to the people of the state who have elected us. So the fact was that it is not about the lighting the Deepam, it's about where the Deepam should be lit. And for hundreds of years, the Deepam has been lit at the Uchipalaya temple where it has normally been lit. So that was the reason why the government was insisting to maintain the culture where it has been lit. It is not about not allowing to be lit. And with regards to the impeachment, with regards to the judge, it has to do with his behavior in the last 3 years, not just one verdict. In fact, even 3 months before this verdict, rather the previous single bench verdict, our parliamentarians had gone to the CJI, and before that, an advocate, Vanjinathan, had given a complaint to the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court on his partisan behavior. Can a justice be partisan? He can't be. So these are the crux of the issue, which need not be confused with one another. Of course, the verdict will be read, and then the government will decide on the next course of action.
First of all, we are happy that the judgment has in favor of the Hindus, not only Hindu sentiments, it's people's sentiments. And all the blame has been put on the government, which is true. The government wanted to do a political play on these Hindu sentiments. So it is highly condemnable. And I want to mention here, taking this as a national issue, and DMK making an impeachment action against the judge, justice, and 108 or 120 MPs signing for it. I as a deity, I'm telling, a devotee, I'm telling, I'm not as a politician. All the MPs who signed for this, because they did not sign on him, they signed on this judgment. So they should resign, or they should take responsibility for that signature.
But we have another breaking from the state of Tamil Nadu that is also related to the Tiruparangundram issue. Now, BJP State President Naina Nagendran has weighed in on this matter. In fact, earlier when the issue cropped up back in December, Naina Nagendran was also here extending his support to the protester, and he was also detained. Now he claims that the DMK government is anti-Hindu. At least now the DMK government should actually go ahead and uphold the verdict. He claims that, the court has, several issues have occurred, but still the DMK government, using this particular verdict, Naina Nagendran claims, is acting against the Hindus, while the DMK government claims that the matter is in the top court and they still want to wait for what the court needs to say. I have Apurva Jayachandran once again live with us. Apurva, this is turning out to be a very big issue when it comes to Tamil Nadu, because right now, whatever the court has said, the division bench, 2 judge members, they have very clearly mentioned that the single judge's verdict must be upheld, and Naina Nagendran right now is targeting DMK over this. What is DMK planning to do? What is Naina Nagendran exactly saying?
Well, in fact, Pramod, if we see, the BJP has been strongly giving its stance for the Tiruparangundram, Deepam issue that has been ongoing. And in fact, Naina Nagendran has reiterated the same in the tweet that he has taken to post on social media today, wherein he said that, the High Court has given justice and has given its verdict against the anti-Hindu, sentiments that the DMK is going ahead and portraying. And that's what is a strong word that he has used. He's saying, DMK is anti-Hindu, and that's the kind of messaging is what DMK has also tried to do in its attempts over the Tiruparangundram issue. And in fact, Naina Nagendran has gone ahead and talked about how this verdict is not only an eye-opening there for the public of Tamil Nadu, but also that it will go ahead and set precedents for any other, these kind of issues that are likely to come up in Tamil Nadu or anywhere else when it goes to the religious sentiments of people. And in fact, Naina Nagendran has also gone on and reiterated that this is not going to be, it's a justice that has been upheld by the High Court in rejecting DMK's stand. How the DMK government is now going to go ahead and proceed further after this verdict has come? Is there going to be any challenge that is going to be, the legal team will go ahead and challenge yet again on this verdict, or is it going to be that there is going to be proper protocol that they will have to engage in after deploying a special team? All of these reasons and reasonings will be looked into only after the court verdict that has now come in. So it's going to be, a plan of action that will take place, but most definitely all that needs to be done is there is going to be a lot of wait time before the Deepam can actually be lit again, and that too in a grand manner in which it is usually celebrated year after year. And most likely with the event that is going to take place at the end of the year, likely in December, there's a lot of months that will, go ahead in planning and ensuring that it is going to be a joyous occasion as such.
Thank you, Apurva. I request you to stay back as we have one more breaking, and this is a political breaking. This is a very important thing, as considering that we have only 90 days for the election, even also like an announcement and such is going to be happening in February. Now, the opposition leader of the state, Edappadi K has met with Governor R.N. Ravi. Not just a meeting, it is about raising the issues of law and order in the state, especially to highlight about the various scams and such. Edappadi K says that even after the Enforcement Directorate has written a letter to the Tamil Nadu DGP and higher authorities, including the Chief Secretary, to file an FIR over alleged cash for votes scam coming up to nearly 2,000 crores. Nothing of that sort has occurred so far, and he wants the Governor R.N. Ravi to intervene in this matter. Not just cash for vote scam, it's about the mining scam, it's about various issues, the law and order issues. Regarding all this, the opposition leader Edappadi K met with the Governor R.N. Ravi. We have Apurva Jayachandran once again live with us. Apurva, this is what EPS had to say.
திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழக ஆட்சியில பல்வேறு துறைகள் ஊழல் நடைபெற்றுள்ளது. அந்த ஊழல் நடைபெற்ற என்னென்ன ஆதாரங்கள் வேணுமோ அதையெல்லாம் நாங்கள் கொடுத்திருக்கின்றோம். இந்த புத்தகத்தில் முழுமையான விவரங்கள் நாங்கள் கொடுத்திருக்கிறோம். நான் குறிப்பிட்ட துறைகளில் ஒவ்வொரு துறையிலும் எத்தனை ஆயிரம் கோடி ஊழல் நடைபெற்றது என்ற விவரம் முழுமையாக இந்த புத்தகத்தில் இடம்பெற்றிருக்கிறது, ஆதாரத்தோடு இடம்பெற்றிருக்கிறது. இதை மாண்புமிகு மேதகு ஆளுநருக்கு கொடுத்திருக்கிறோம். ஆளுநர் அவரிடத்திலும் கோரிக்கை வைத்திருக்கின்றோம். இந்த 4.5 ஆண்டு காலத்தில் பல்வேறு துறைகளில் நடைபெற்ற 4 லட்சம் கோடியை இதை ஒரு விசாரணை கமிஷன் அமைத்து விசாரிக்க வேண்டும். இந்த விசாரணை கமிஷனுக்கு உச்சநீதிமன்ற ஓய்வு பெற்ற நீதிபதியை நியமிக்க வேண்டும் என்று கோரிக்கை வைத்திருக்கிறோம்.
My colleague Apurva Jayachandran is once again live with us. Apurva, that was the opposition leader who has listed out a lot of scams and issues in the state of Tamil Nadu, and he's asking for an investigation commission with the governor, that too to be led by a retired senior judge or so. Is that so? What did the opposition leader say, and what is he demanding?
But in fact, Edappadi K. Palaniswami, the AIADMK's chief there, has met with Governor Ravi earlier this morning, and in fact, he brought back with him after the meeting what seemed to be a very large file there, which has been titled as various scams of DMK in the last 4 years, and it looked like a quite large booklet there that EPS had carried, and he has gone on and also stated that this is nothing but a summary or a gist of whatever were the scams that were carried out by the ruling DMK government over the last 4 years, and that we have proof for the same, that which we have submitted to Governor R.N. Ravi, is what EPS has gone and stated. In fact, the AIADMK chief has mentioned that this is not the first time that these kind of submissions have been given, but he's also demanded that there be a proper inquiry, most likely headed by a retired, senior judge there, to look into these scams and allegations that have been levied by EPS against the DMK government, and especially against the chief minister and the senior members of the cabinet of the DMK. And EPS has also gone on and reiterated that these scams, how the DMK has looted Tamil Nadu government and the people of Tamil Nadu over the last 56 months is what EPS has gone ahead and mentioned, saying that this is not a small number, and over the last tenure of the DMK government, it is nothing but loot of the people's trust, of the people's money, and also of the people's sentiments that the DMK has constantly heard, be it religious sentiments that is being heard, or the Pongal bonanza that they've attempted to give as a quick way of eyewash for the people against them not trying to lose in the 2026 upcoming elections. Pramod.
Yes, Apurva. Well, certainly, and this is not the first time the opposition leader has gone and met with the governor. We have seen DMK files by Annamalai. Even the chief minister, when he was the opposition leader, he has done the same thing. And for more stories and updates from the state of Karnataka, let's go to Nagarjun, Dwarkanath.
And news coming in from Karnataka that even as the leadership tussle continues in Karnataka, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is now the longest serving Chief Minister of Karnataka. He has equaled the record held by the former CM Devaraj, who has served in the post for 7 years, 239 days. Siddaramaiah is set to surpass the record as he completes 7 years and 240 days as Chief Minister across the 2 terms. Celebrations are already underway among Siddaramaiah supporters and his followers as well. Addressing reporters and the media in Mysore this morning, Siddaramaiah attributed his feat to the blessings of the people, noting that he had never expected to reach such a milestone when he entered politics in 1978. The Chief Minister further said that there is no comparison between him and the former CM Devaraj, and pointed out that political records are meant to be broken. Siddaramaiah has reached the milestone even amidst the speculation over the Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar taking over the CM chair. But DKS has congratulated the Chief Minister, saying that this is a happy moment for the state and for him as well as for himself. The Deputy Chief Minister said that he has come from a village and to this level and doesn't want anything more in life. Meanwhile, BJP has trained guns at the Congress government and alleged that the maximum corruption occurred under the Siddaramaiah government and almost zero development took place amidst the infighting in the party. Listening to the voices on the story.
ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಅವರು ಯಾವಾಗ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ, ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇಲ್ಲದವರು ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ? ಆಲ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್.
ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಲಿ. ಐ ವಿಶ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್.
ಸರ್, ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗೊಂದಲ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ?
ನೀವು ಗೊಂದಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊಂದಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊಂದಲ ಇದೆ. ಐ ವಿಶ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್. ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೂ ಸಂತೋಷ, ನಮಗೂ ಸಂತೋಷ, ನಿಮಗೂ ಸಂತೋಷ. ನೀವು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಾವು ತುಂಬ ಹೃದಯದ ಶುಭವನ್ನು ಹಾರೈಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಪುಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂದಿನೂ ಸೇರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮುಂದೂ ಸೇರಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ತಮ್ಮ ಹಾದಿ ಸುಗಮ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಸರ್? ತಮ್ಮ ಹಾದಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಾದಿ ಸುಗಮ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಸರ್?
ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತಾ? ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಪಡ್ತೀರಾ ನನ್ನಿಂದ? ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ವಿಚಾರ. ಆದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ, ನಮಗೂ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲೇ ಮುಂದುವರೆದ್ರಿ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲಾವಧಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಂತರ ರೂಪಾಯಿಯ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಾವಧಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ 60% ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತ ಬಿರುದು ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲೇ ಹಿಂದೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ಹತ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರದ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗಳು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಶೂನ್ಯಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದು. ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರಿ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ದಾಖಲೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳೇನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಯಾವುದನ್ನೂ ಮಾಡದಲೆ ನಾನು ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿತೀನಿ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಳಜಗಳದ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಆಡಳಿತ ಯಂತ್ರ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಕುಸಿದು ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ತಹಸೀಲ್ದಾರರೇ ಯಾರ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಕೇಳದೇ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಅಸ್ಥಿರತೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕುರ್ಚಿಯ ಗಲಾಟೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಗಳು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಳಿತ ಯಂತ್ರ ಇವತ್ತು ಕುಸಿದು ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ.
Joining me live is Mr. Sandeep Shastri, political and election analyst and also Vice President of the Bangalore Nitte University. Mr. Shastri, you have seen the journey of Siddaramaiah over the last few decades, and you are from Karnataka as well. So you have tracked his political journey very closely. When you look back at his journey from 1983 as the first time MLA till 2025 and now 26, what do you think about his whole legacy as the longest serving Chief Minister of Karnataka?
It's a remarkable achievement, starting off as an independent MLA and then slowly moving up the ladder, becoming a minister, becoming a deputy chief minister, and now becoming chief minister. Yes, it's undoubtedly a very, very significant achievement. And as Siddaramaiah himself says, the comparison with Devarajars is something he would not do because he rates Devarajars as a much bigger leader. But I think history will judge the tenure of different chief ministers. But one important difference, Devarajars was chief minister more or less continuously, save for a period of 2.5 months when there was president's rule in Karnataka. Siddaramaiah's chief ministership has been spread across 2 terms with a 5-year gap. There are a lot of similarities between the two, both leaders emerging from backward classes, both strengthening the backward caste movement in the state. And at the end of the day, I think for Siddaramaiah, being the longest serving chief minister is undoubtedly a creditable achievement. But I think in the long run, it would also depend on the legacy he leaves with regard to governance and the legacy he leaves with regard to performance. And that is something people will closely watch, given the strong infighting that you are having within the party and the absence of a clear
in
focus
fact,
on
you picked on the right point. I was going to come to that point as well, that in the next 2.5 years, if he continues to be the chief minister for the next 2.5 years, when people do also look back, what are the downfall or the negatives of his whole tenure as the chief minister? One, you spoke at the governance, and also many within the party are also not okay with the things, how the things are going, and now the power tussle also.
See, it's interesting. The chief minister says he will continue. The chief minister says he will continue as long as the high command would like him to continue. So there is always that threat that you keep looking back as to whether your tenure is secure. And when you have to keep reminding yourself and others that the high command will finally decide, I think there is always that element of uncertainty. And that element of uncertainty often impacts upon the tone and tenor of an administration. Because when you know that you are in power, the focus then becomes on delivery of promises. The focus then becomes on governance. My here, while there is a focus on governance, promises, the 5 promises, etc., but then you are always looking behind your shoulder as to whether the High Command is continuing to back me, looking for signals both ways. So that sometimes becomes a dampener. And I think it's time that the High Command takes a call either way, so that Karnataka sees some focus on, stronger focus, I would say, on governance in the remaining 2.5 years of the tenure.
Well, thank you, Mr. Shastri, for throwing us light on the legacy of Siddaramaiah as he surpasses Devaraj to be the longest serving Chief Minister of Karnataka. And these are the stories from Karnataka. And now we'll move to the state of Kerala, and Shibi Mole will take it from here.
Thank you, Nagarjun. Well, Home Minister Amit Shah will be making a visit to Kerala, Kerala's capital Tiruparankundram, on January 11th. In fact, this will be his first visit after the BJP registered a thumping victory at the Tiruparankundram Corporation, marking an end to the 40-year rule of the LDF at the Tiruparankundram Corporation. Home Minister Amit Shah will be taking part in 3 meetings. The first meeting will be with the councillors, elected councillors of the Tiruparankundram Corporation, also in other states, other districts of the state. He will also be holding a meeting with the state leadership and also the core committee as they prepare for the assembly elections scheduled in the state in the next few months. This very important visit is scheduled on January 11. No public program has been scheduled is what we're understanding, but the meeting with the councillors will be a large event with more than 2,000 party workers participating in the event. It's a very important visit as the BJP in the last month registered a thumping victory at the Tiruparankundram Corporation, electing its first mayor, BJP mayor in the state of Kerala. Moving on to the next story. After a major controversy broke out at the Biennale held in Kochi, the Biennale organizers have now decided to withdraw the painting that sparked this controversy. Now, last week there was a controversy regarding a picture that was exhibited at the Biennale exhibition. The picture, the Christian community in the state have alleged that the picture defamed and hurt the religious sentiments of the Christians. Now, the picture by Tom Vatakuri, a Malayalam, Kerala-based painter, had a woman who was naked sitting in the middle surrounded by nuns. Now, what the Christian community is alleging is that the picture refers to the Last Supper of Jesus Christ, which holds very high significance in the life of Christians, and this picture was defamed by a painting like this is what the Christian community said. They also said that the picture should be withdrawn from the exhibition and an apology should be issued. Following protests by Christian communities and also political parties like the Congress, the venue for that exhibition where the picture was exhibited was shut, following which the venues were reopened on Jan 2nd after the New Year celebrations, and the curator of the show, the curator of the exhibition, had a discussion with the painter, and it decided that the painting will be withdrawn owing to public sentiments. Now, the protest had also sparked major controversy with the Christian community saying that as much as we understand there's artistic freedom and that should be respected, it should not be at the cost of religious sentiments and religious values of people across the world. Well, that's all we have from the Kerala segment. Over to my colleague Nagarjun.
With that, we came to the end of today's episode of So South here on India Today. Over the last 30 minutes, we have got you all the major stories that dominated the southern part of India. We'll see you once again at 1 p.m. tomorrow, and thanking Pramod Madhav, Shibi Mole and Apurva Jayachandran for bringing us all the latest updates. We'll see you at 1 p.m. tomorrow once again.